As the full moon rises above the fields, shadows begin to move. What lurks within the darkness has glaring eyes fixed upon you. Now join your host Vonda during this hour of the haunted harvest moon.
On this harvest moon.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Haunted Harvest Moon, where we dare to explore and discuss I'm reading the chat room, this sounds good, the topics of paranormal. Tonight we have another great group. I love having paranormal groups on and learn about all the different locations to investigate. It's exciting. But we have Pasadena Paranormal Investigators. We have Jared, Brent, and Ben. And Brent and Ben are brothers. I had to make sure I get this straight. I had to write everything down because everybody knows how I am with names. So they are from Maryland, Pasadena, Maryland. And we're going to learn a little bit about their team, different locations. And before the show, we were talking about Thornhaven. They had shared a little promotion clip on their Facebook page for Thornhaven, and we were talking about that and about the evidence that Creepy Legend caught, and it's a pretty cool place to investigate. So we're glad that they're able to join us tonight. So I've got Jared, Brent, and Ben. You with me?
Yep, thanks for having us on.
Oh, you guys are more than welcome. So tell us how your team got started. I don't care which one of you go first, whichever. You're all three at the same location, so just tell me who you are first and tell us how you got into the paranormal.
All right, I'm Jared. I'm the co-founder with Brent and lead investigator. We got started when we were younger, off and on, 17, 18 years old. We had experiences through life and decided, hey, let's get this thing together and do it professionally. We've been through some good locations in the last year, and seems to be doing pretty good.
So at the age of 17, you started getting into the paranormal?
Yeah.
What kind of got you there? Did you have a personal experience? Did you just kind of see it on TV? Or?
No, I had a very crazy, some people say, experience that will stick with me for the rest of my life. My father passed away when I was 14, unexpectedly. And one day I was at the graveyard and I was cleaning off his headstone, and I was wondering, what happened to him? Where is he? How is he? And I looked up, and there he was, standing there, leaning on the back of my car, arms crossed, and the same clothes he was buried in. And we literally made eye contact, and he gave me a head nod. And when I stood up and shook my head like, what the hell just happened, he was gone. And from that point on, I was like, all right, I got to figure out how that happened.
Wow.
It will stick with me. I actually get goosebumps every time I talk about it.
I bet.
It'll stick. And I think it was his little way of letting me know that he was all right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'd had a show that we kind of talked about that loved ones that's passed, making contact with us, even, knowing more so the family members or friends that have passed that know that you're into the paranormal. That, why don't they make themselves known more? Why don't they give us some answers to all these questions that we have? Yeah, I had a show about that. I thought, everybody kind of told their little story, and it was really neat how a lot of different loved ones, come to in dreams or, like you, out visiting. So it's pretty cool. So how did everyone else get involved into the paranormal?
Well, Ben and I, our house in Chesterfield actually was pretty haunted. There's a lot of stuff that happened there, multiple different spirits, apparitions, we'd wake up and see them, or, I won't say get assaulted, but, I've been partially pulled off the bed before, growing up as a kid. That hasn't been as well. You hear them run through the house, all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, I don't think we have enough time to go into all those stories, but numerous times waking up to just, seeing someone standing in our rooms and, screaming for mom and dad. That's really the kickoff from the on the paranormal side for us. And from there, just kind of, then it's just wanting to figure out what else is out there and who else it's happening to and where else it's happening at. And,
now you said Chesterfield. Is that Chesterfield in Maryland or?
It's a community in Pasadena.
Okay. Cause
there's theories on that it's built up on Indian burial ground.
Yeah, a lot of Indian.
Well, there's a Chesterfield here in Indiana as well. That's a spiritual camp. So we wasn't sure if maybe you had one time been in Indiana, lived in Indiana. So I wanted to make sure.
That's pretty cool.
So tell us how long your group's been around and how many members are in your group.
As a legitimate group, we've been together for a year, where we're actually going legally and doing things. We got 3 members. Sometimes we got a 4th. That's how we like to keep it, though. The less, the better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep, the smaller groups are really nice. I mean, like we were talking a little bit prior to the show, I like the small groups. However, around here, some of the commercial investigation locations are pretty pricey. So when you start dividing that up into 4 or 5 people, it gets a little much. So we have, if it's a big location, we kind of add other groups with us to kind of keep that cost down. But I do agree with you as far as keeping a small group, less contamination, and
plus we feel we've run through. We do public ghost tours out of the Benson Hammond House. The Anne Arundel County Historical Society Museum.
Wow.
We've done 3 of them so far, and finding when we break up into this large group, we'll invite 5 people from the public in per group, and when we break up, we actually get more activity. So we got this theory that when spirits see a big group of people, just like me or you, or Brent, if there's a lot of people, you're going to be a little hesitant
a little bit, yeah. So you get used to the thing.
Right,
yeah. Very strange. We definitely find, especially with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Separate.
Well, I mean, that's any of it. You kind of bombard a team of 10 or more goes in anywhere, whether it's a restaurant, a bar, or store, or wherever. You kind of get everybody's attention and they kind of shy away. So, yeah, I agree with that. I think the less you have, maybe the more activity you're going to get in a location. They're not as scared of you, I guess.
Intimidated.
Yeah, there you go. Intimidated. I like that. Intimidated. So tell us about some of the different locations there in Pasadena, Maryland that you guys have had some great activity and some awesome evidence.
All right, so like I said, the Benson Hammond, we actually have keys to that. We can spend the night there now if we wanted to. It was built in 1823 by the Bensons, and we've investigated there probably, 5 or 6 times now?
Yeah.
And we've documented the presence of Mary, Lola, Joseph, and Tommy. Tommy's a 9-year-old. He's very, very, what's the word? Interactive. He loves to interact with any device. We've gotten his name through the spirit box, through the ovulus, through EVPs.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Our favorite places to go because it just feels like home. You're comfortable there.
Right.
And they're At this point, yeah.
So is
we
he ornery, or is he just ornery? Is he a trickster?
No, he's not. He's played with my wife's hair before, but she told him not to. But we caught a piece. We had the Broadcasters Bureau of Governors filming us there one night for an overseas publication, and it was the day before my son's birthday. My son's name's Colton, and I'm in the back room, and my son goes with me there every now and then during the day. And I said, Tommy, Colton talks about you all the time. It would be great, since tomorrow's his birthday, if you let him know you know who he is. And I'm in the other room. Nobody else says the name. Coming through the spirit box, it sounds like a child, excited, saying Colton. Now, I know a lot of people say that the spirit box, you can say words into it and it'll place to play it back. Nobody said his name. I was in another room.
Wow.
It's one of my favorite pieces.
Yeah, I can see. Now, I like the spirit box.
Oh, I love it.
We've gotten some pretty good evidence from the spirit box. So
we're really starting to like that Echo Box too. What do you guys think?
the what? The Echo Box.
That was
The Echo Box.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Echo Box. I've heard other teams use it. I've been around when other teams have used it, and they've got some pretty good evidence from it. I have it, and I just haven't got too much. It's not proven itself to me yet.
I tell you what, Jared tried it in one of our last investigations, and I was very skeptical of it. As a matter of fact, I wanted to turn it off. But after playing back and listening to, we definitely captured one of the best pieces of communication I've ever heard. Where it actually, you said you've listened to it, so it's constantly kicking out those.
You hear that chatter?
The chatter. It just dead stop. Just starts talking through it.
Yeah, all the chatter just stops.
And
it says, "We are all stuck in here."
Oh, wow.
When I heard that, I threw my hand across the room.
He threw his hat. My hands were shaking and sweating.
Yeah, now that would be a piece to prove it to me. Like I said, I've been around. We did the Gemini in New Orleans, and they used the Echo Box, and they were counting, and they were singing nursery rhymes, and it picked up, and it would say that finish the nursery rhyme, and it would finish counting. But as Creepy Legends using the Echo Box, we've really not had a whole lot.
I was turned on by it from Haunted Scotland and Ryan O'Neill. He said, "Hey, check this thing out. Tell me what you think." So,
I got a lot of people. When the spirit box came out, I guarantee most people were like, "Oh, this thing. I don't know about this," but it's just the more people use it, it's new technology, so it's definitely one of those things that's got to be.
You got to put it through its run, and you got to find what frequencies or what they're working for you.
I mean, we've had areas, places where we go where the spirit box is the ruler of the day, and the Oculus doesn't get even touched, and then vice versa the next time.
I'll tell you what, we were at Gettysburg. When we were in Gettysburg, the Oculus didn't say one word the entire time we were there.
Wow. Now, what Ovilus do you have?
We use the M.
We got the 3, and it's a $300 paperweight. That's what it is.
That's all.
Oh, really? That doesn't work? The one that yours actually says the text on it?
No, it says the same words. I can turn it on right this minute, and it'll say Pluto and worm every time.
The M is the mini version of that. So, and we were in Howard County, and you can tell this story. It's closer to you. Go ahead. It's closer to you. It's your song.
All right, so we were in Howard County, and we kind of broke up. I went down the basement, and Jared was in the back room of this building, and he had the Oculus back there, and my son was with us. He's our junior member. He steps in every once in a while, and he got attacked by something negative spirit, and we were all oblivious to it. He was in the opposite side of the building. I mean, to the point where actually it just took him to the ground. He was just in there, couldn't move, just feeling depressed. We were all oblivious, and this thing just starts calling out the Ovilus. The Ovilus just starts calling out my name.
It's in dictionary mode.
Yeah, it's in dictionary mode. So my name's not dictionary. And it starts calling out my name and saying things like, get Brent, get youth in trouble, was it attacked or in danger, get him outside, get Brent. And,
wow.
Yeah, that led me upstairs. Jared ended up kind of walking away and giving me the time alone with it, and ended up stumbling on Cody's situation, so we were able to get him out and clear that problem quick.
And as Brent's taking Cody outside, the Ovilus says, get him outside now.
Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, ours doesn't say anything like that. Pluto and worm.
Well, try the M. The M you can probably get for, I think, around $139 now. Or you can get it used.
Yeah.
Well, which one do you guys use?
Got the 3.
We got the 3.
The 3.
I mean,
that's what you want.
The only thing that we have found that you can use it for is it does have the red infrared lights on the end of it, where heat, where if you can shine it on, but you got to be pretty close to it. You can shine it on and it'll change colors. You can use that, but like I said, you got to be pretty close to it. Now, sometimes it will throw out words that, if you ask a question, it could be the answer to your question, but I just don't trust it, because it will say worm and Pluto every time when you turn it on.
Well, now I'll say, I will say when we turn ours on, every time we turn ours on, it will say highway. Mm-hmm. And I think even human. Highway and human. I mean, to the point where I'm just like, that's just, ignore that. And if it says highway or human, well, I don't trust that. It's coming through with that.
Right.
So it's similar there.
Yeah,
does yours have the screen on it that actually comes across, though?
Does it have the what?
Oh, where it actually says the which text afterwards, you can see the word?
Yes.
Oh, man, you're breaking my heart, because that's the one I told Jared I wanted.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because even, these are supposed to be for this, this real-time communication, but I have trouble hearing it right up, right next to it. Mm-hmm. To the point where I almost have to go 2 rooms over just to wait for that sound to filter.
With the box, it's always best to have the spirit box, 15 to 20 feet away from you.
Yeah.
So the Ovilus that you have doesn't show the text?
No, it doesn't show the text.
Now, have you heard of the, a lot of people don't like these, but the story spirit box on your iPhone app?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
It's kind of like Ghost Radar, but the 2 individuals that created the story spirit box app, they are actually paranormal investigators in Indianapolis, Indiana. And now that one I've actually got some good results from. It's like
repeated?
I'm sorry?
But were your results repeated? The only reason I asked, I'm not trying to send a little question. When I hear apps, I just get I'm like, man.
That's what I was like with the Echo Box, but Ryan was like, we're getting good stuff out of this. I want you to try it.
Well,
what was it called again?
It's called Story Spirit Box. And I think it's $1.99 to download it. I think it is on the iPhone. I don't know if they have it available for Droid yet, but I know I have it on my iPhone. But they also have Ghost Radar, which is free. Now, Ghost Radar will throw out some random words that don't mean anything. But the Spirit Box on the app, we have gotten a lot of good stuff off of that. Because we were...
it's all about
I'm sorry?
Yeah. It's all about research.
Yeah.
Might try that out.
I mean, we were heading home one night after an investigation. We said, well, we're getting ready to leave. And it said Columbus. And that's where we live, is Columbus. And we was like, oh.
Well, I would have said, stay here.
Yeah, you stay here. We're going back to Columbus. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of different pieces of equipment out there.
Yep, but that interaction right there was in Howard County Historical Society, which was a, what, Brent, help me out here, 17 what Presbyterian church? Late 1700s Presbyterian church.
Oh, okay.
In a very historic Ellicott City around here is like, is the place to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of activity, claims, and that's where, we first started messing around, was in graveyards and in Creepy College and stuff like that.
So do you guys do residential as well?
Yeah, we we've taken a little break. We took the month of August off. We got our next investigation's the 13th of September. And then we got 2 or 3 residentials coming up. We got 2 public events, one at London Town and one at Benson Hammond again. The London Town was a pre-Revolutionary War home of the Brown family. They owned slaves. When the county took it over, it also served as an almshouse to the mentally ill and poor. But when the county took over London Town, they found 472 unmarked graves on the property.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. And we're actually going to be investigating the property, and they got outside buildings that were of that age as well in November.
And they actually found the skeletons of children
under the house.
Children under their houses.
And one of the things that the slaves used to do was bury children under the house to keep the spirit close. That was their what's the word I'm looking for, Brian?
Religion.
Religion.
Wow, that'd be. I don't know if I mean, that'd be hard to investigate a bunch of children. I don't.
Oh yeah, it always is. When we've
gotten a lot of interaction with child spirits. At this point, it's actually pretty interesting. We haven't come across. I think one in the Brown house. It sounded like there was one angry little girl, and she actually pushed our Kinect camera, and we got a loud EVP where she screams "push."
Yeah, when it happens, it goes push. It's a little girl saying it. There's no little girls in the house.
Yeah, but
she's not a happy girl.
Other than that, all the child spirits we've come across have been pretty happy and very interactive. So it's pretty cool. Another cool thing, we've been blessed with being able to actually go back to the same places, which so we're more or less building a relationship with these spirits, or on first name basis, and when we ask for them to respond, they do, and it gives us more of an ability to test out this technology. Really put these things through the ringer, and just recently we started getting actual visual stuff coming through on the Kinects. We actually got what's looking like we're getting tracking skeletons for the first time.
Where it's actually saying hi, we say, "Can you say hi?" and it waves its hand.
This massel
Oh,
be
wow.
getting tracked. Yeah. So
do you have any of your evidence posted on your Facebook page, or do you have a website?
We post. I try to get 2 videos up a day, no matter if they're. We just ran out on new clips today, so we're going to be starting over with some old ones. But we post 2 a day. We're being limited severely right now. I don't know why, but we post them.
But if beyond post them, they're on there. So if anybody goes on to through their computer, I know on the phone it doesn't show it, but if you go on the computer and go to our Facebook and navigate into our photos, there's a video file, and it's got over 200.
It's got over 400.
So all of the stuff we've done since and end of last year, September of last year, is on there.
Yeah, it's got about 420.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go now. That's just how long ago I was. But, yeah, we have a lot of video clips on there. And I don't know how many people are actually going via the computer and asking it that way. But
so what's the website that they can go to see this?
Just a Facebook search, Pasadena Paranormal Investigators. It's a Facebook page. We'll be starting a YouTube channel soon. Website's going to be started at the beginning of the year, January.
Okay.
And that's going to be www.pasadena.paranormal.com.
Yeah, Facebook was working out for us really well.
Until we hit 10,000 likes, and then they just put a complete cap on whatever we put out.
Yeah, how many people can see our posts, so
wow.
Time to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get you a regular website page and put it all out there.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So
we actually got one page just ended up.
Yeah, that's $99 a year, and we're going to start it in January so we get the full year.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of free websites out there.
Yeah. I think we're going to go to Webs. I think Webs was offering the best deal. I think it's a 7-page site and full support and stuff like that. 3 email connections.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now you can go to the Haunted Harvest Moon at www.hauntedharvestmoon.com. That's a free site. My website's free. I had to pay for the domain, which I think was $49, something around in there. And then www.creepylegends.com is also that's our team, and that's the same free website. I know Chris has got probably 6 or 7, if not more, pages on his with video and EVPs. Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know that. That's awesome.
So what's that?
Yola site.
Yola site.
Yeah. But yeah, you can check out our websites and see what you think. If you have any questions or you need the link, just let me know. But getting back to residentials. So do you guys cleanse when you do a residential?
No, we tell the people basically the only thing we do is document your activity. We have connections for people that do cleansing if they want to go that avenue. But basically the only thing we do and is document the presence of
give our
activity.
Yeah, go in there, find out what's going on. We'll do a full go in there, set everything up. Obviously, the residents are a part of it, and get their story and what's up, and help them figure out if it's something paranormal or not, and
debunk first.
Yeah, try to debunk as much as we can, and if they need help after that, we definitely have contacts to put them in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead.
We're not or religious people. I hold the priesthood. Brett.
Oh yeah,
is a very spiritual person. Ben,
just as much.
We are all firm believers in religion. It's just we don't do the cleansing.
That takes a belief.
That takes a belief on a whole different level.
With that, it's better to put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's certain people that should be doing the cleansings. Call them in, let them know what you got. Now, without revealing names and locations, can you tell us about one of your residentials that wasn't medication enhanced or
actual activity?
Yeah, had actual activity.
Hensel and Marshall in the Rivera Beach area of Maryland.
Yeah.
And the activity is still happening, and she's okay with it.
That was actually one of our first. We started theorizing. We were getting reports. Their report was there as a small child spirit.
They've actually had visuals of it.
Yeah, and when we got there, we were getting interaction from not only this small child, but of a presence of an older spirit. And since then, we've actually found that wherever we've been told there's always at least one more that's kind of a governing spirit.
And ever since the thought of another spirit that has been brought to her. She's actually seen, her son actually seen
Yes.
the male spirit now.
Oh, wow.
Close the window shades with his finger.
Ah.
Yeah, so what brought us to that conclusion is we're sitting there and we're thinking, we're talking to a child here. Let's ask it some easy questions. Can you tell us what comes after 3?
It was 4.
4. Can you tell us what comes after 4? And through the spirit box, a male voice comes in and goes, answer. And then a child's voice comes through and says, 5.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
And then we're downstairs and we're like, Hensel, can you tell us how old you are? And then the same male voice from upstairs comes through the spirit box and says, just tell him.
Yep.
And it goes, 4.
Yep.
It was almost like he had to have permission to talk.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And later on tonight, we were playing hide and seek.
Yep.
And we got an EVP that said, here, in a child's voice. And then later on in the night, you hear that same male voice, that older male voice, screaming for Hensel.
Yeah.
Like, Hensel, where are you at almost?
Oh, wow. And this was a residential investigation?
Yeah, it was a home in Rivera Beach. It was built in 1905 by German immigrants.
Ooh.
That's all the history they have, and it's funny that we captured names that were of the German descent. Marshall
Yeah.
And
Cool.
Yeah.
So now, did they want the residents, cleansed, or were they okay with it, or?
wanted to know she wanted to know their names. That's all she wanted out of the investigation. She was perfectly fine with them. She's seen them. It doesn't scare her. And I think the investigation got her what she wanted. And
yeah, they weren't afraid even off the start.
yeah, and I think the spirits are okay coexisting with them.
Yeah.
And so are the people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Now we had another residential where the residents were renting a place and they were very afraid. Matter of fact, the house divided into 2 apartments, the upstairs apartment and downstairs apartment. And the lady upstairs, actually, all her stuff was still up there, but she moved down to the bottom apartment with her friend because she was afraid to be up there. There was a lot of banging on the wall, and right behind her bed, it's just like a crawl space in the attic. And we went in there, and we got quite a bit of activity. Nothing negative towards us.
It actually came out that Debbie,
Yeah.
we got a female voice of Debbie a few times, answering what the woman's dog's name was, Roxy.
Roxy.
And then it kept on calling us down to the basement.
Yep.
Basement. Kept on coming through the spirit box. So we go down in the basement, and 30 minutes into the investigation in the basement, we got, when did you die?
Was it June 1975?
June 1975 is what came through the spirit box. And then after the investigation, after we show her all these things, the woman that lives next to the house, that's been in the neighborhood for years, actually said that Debbie lived in that house in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Didn't say anything about death, but Debbie, a woman named Debbie, lived in the house in the 70s. So we got this theory that you don't necessarily have to die to go back to a house.
Oh, no. I am a firm believer of just because you might pass away. We have evidence that from the Crump Theater here in Columbus, one of the managers, who was an Irishman, and we have an EVP of him telling us to dust the floor and telling us he was going back to the box. And when we researched it, he actually passed away in I think in his hometown in Ireland. He wasn't even here, and he came back.
Well, I have a theory: wherever you were happiest
Yep.
in life, if you're a good spirit, that's where you're going to go.
Yeah, I do think that as well.
You're stuck there. If you're a bad spirit, you're stuck in place.
You're stuck wherever they're going to put you. But yeah, I think
Such
if you're a happy spirit, you are going to go to wherever it was the happiest time of your life. You know, good
that's a
memories.
very good theory, what I think as well.
Yeah.
They had another potential in La Plata, Maryland, that was on the. They found actual Piscataway Indian artifacts on the property
Ooh.
when they were building the house. And it comes that the daughter said that Bob used to read her bedtime stories.
That's what they call it, Bob.
And I feel that Bob was a Confederate soldier that was brought in by an item. The husband was a Union reenactor, and he had an original sword from the Civil War. So I'm down in the basement. I'm getting on the Confederacy about how lackadaisical they were and why they lost. And I asked Bob, is this the reason why you died? The sword here.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs after that, and as soon as I put one foot on the top stairs,
The audience was dead quiet.
it says, "Go downstairs."
Oh.
And everybody in the house went, "Oh my God, did I just say go downstairs?"
I was like, oh my God, dude, it's
So-
going to go downstairs.
Of course, I ran back downstairs. But I was getting on Bob about this sword, and the next day, my left leg, I could not walk.
Remember it said cut to the bone?
Cut to the bone. The audio said cut to the bone, and I don't know what happened, but maybe Bob stabbed me with a ghost knife. I don't know.
With the ghost.
But
knife,
that was
I
a
like
fun
that.
investigation as well.
Yeah,
I can't believe the full sentences you guys get that tell you to go downstairs or upstairs, and I mean that's just awesome that you can get full sentences like that.
Typically, you know what? If you go to the page tomorrow, I'll post 2 really good Ovilus communications.
Okay.
Just so you're not sifting through the amount of videos we got, I'll put 2 good Oviluses up so everybody can hear them.
All right, cool. Yeah, because like I said, ours don't say things like that. We don't get full sentences like that. If we have, I don't remember them, and I'm sure Chris or Jane will in the chat room will remind me. So-
Yeah, and the thing is, we use dictionary mode, and it'll call out our names, which aren't in the dictionary of the program.
well,
So
now
that's another-
Now, Jane, our lead investigator, Jane, when we were talking about it earlier, she mentioned something I did forget because it said I said her name and it said her last name, which is Nichols, so that's not something that's going to be in the dictionary. But
Yeah, I
I
don't
forgot
think it
about
would.
that. So yeah, it wasn't Pluto or Worm.
At least it was something else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got another location in Baltimore that I love this place, and we're going back in January.
We go there all the time.
We go there all the time. It's my mother's office right now, her dentist office. But
Oh.
In fact, I think I have 7 or 8 hours of evidence that I have yet to even review on that place.
so this place was the 1880s home of the Von Paris Moving Company. They're a Baltimore-based company. Germans, again. But there's this one guy there, Spears. His name's Gabor, and I feel he's angry.
He doesn't like us.
He pulled my shirt. He told
us
shut the lights off.
dead. He threatened to kill us.
But this place
Oh.
is amazing.
He threatened
And
to
to
kill
have-
you? He threatened to kill you?
He said, "Get out now, or you're dead."
That was the first night investigating there. As a matter of fact, he shut the lights off
Yeah.
on us.
Physically shut the lights off on us. Brent was on one side of the room. I was on another side, about 30 feet away. The light switch was in the middle. We were doing a daytime walkthrough. We shut all the lights off with the drawstring. You know, the like a basement drawstring light.
Right.
Click it off with the. So we turned the lights back on.
Yeah, we were turning them off just to see how dark it got in there. I mean, it's the basement, no windows or anything. We just wanted to see. So we went back and turned them all on. We're just talking.
As soon as we turned it on, you hear click, and the lights went off. And literally, it wasn't a breaker. It was an on-off switch. It was physically turned down. I had to turn it back up.
We spent 20 minutes after that trying to figure out how possibly this could have got turned off. No, that's the only way.
The funny thing is, we called an EVP when we were talking about it, turned it back, the lights back on, we were talking about it, it goes, get out.
Yep.
Oh.
Get out.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it gives you chills. Now, do you listen to your evidence when you're there? I mean, do you go over any of your recordings, like on your breaks or anything, or do you wait and do all your evidence review when you're done for the evening and the next day?
We do. It takes us anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to go over a case.
Yeah.
Because we'll go over everything
cameras,
afterwards. We never do on real time.
Right.
Except for using a device real time, like a spirit box or an ovulus or an echo box.
And even then, like I said, it's kind of hard to hear even those right then. You get more listen back to it, and you hear things you missed.
The best one for me is the spirit box for real time, because I can understand better off of that. But it takes us a good 3 weeks to go over all the recorded data. Because then me and Brent meet, me and Ben meet, and then we'll all three meet and go over what we got. And before we pass it off, all three of us have got to agree to it.
Yeah. If there's any doubt, we throw it out. There's some things that each one of us thinks strongly is evidence, but the others are like, I don't know.
And somebody's like, I don't know, because
it's false.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the lucky ones. I don't do the EVPs because I don't hear them very well. But yeah, but I do know some teams, they do, like on breaks, that they'll take a 15-minute break if they got smokers, and they'll go over a little bit of the recording at see if they've got anything. But
yeah.
I like it's probably best that you do it after you're home from the location, so when you do hear like what you heard on yours, get out in the deep scary voice, that you're not freaked out until after you're already home.
Yeah, I think we don't maybe something serious could possibly freak us out.
I got freaked out once. When Gabor, I blame this on Gabor, the one out in Avant Paris. I was the only one in the basement. I was doing a solo EVP session, taunting.
Yeah.
You need to do the buddy system.
I could see through my LCD screen. There's nobody down here with me, and somebody pulled my shirt.
You saw it. There's a black mask.
Yeah, I seen a mask. I kept on looking back, but somebody pulled my shirt hard enough to make me jump and run. I mean, literally run. I went, oh, beep, and ran. It took me 5 minutes to catch my breath. I was a little shook up about it. But
now,
that's the only time I really...
Is that the only time that you've been touched or grabbed or...
Yeah, I've been touched before.
I think it's shirt pulling all out there.
We tell the people when we go into these public tours, let them know if you don't want to get touched, because the spirits at the Benson Hammond are very touchy-feely.
Wow.
Yeah.
They love touching.
Oh, our first time at Benson Hammond, one of the best videos, Jerry went down to get a trigger object, and they ran up on a spirit ran up on him, and definitely caught him off guard. We got one of my favorite EVPs off of that, and he's coming back up the steps. We just had a digital recorder down there, sitting on the table, and
I got hit with that.
Yeah,
that
energy.
Thick. I had my hair on my arms were standing up. I just got hit with massive energy.
And he comes back up the steps, and as he comes up the steps with an EVP of a woman's voice, and it kind of comes in and lets you get it, clears out just with a woman's voice and pans back out, and it says, "Did you see them?" It was pretty cool.
Now, what do you guys think of all of the TV shows, the Ghost Adventures and Taps and all that? I mean, what is your thoughts on it?
I find Ghost Adventures entertaining. I haven't watched in a while, but I used to enjoy watching those, especially the first season Bobby Mackey one. Man,
I can't get behind Taps.
Yeah, me neither.
I've heard things from people in the field that know Halls and says that he's a real, you know what.
Yeah.
And I can see that.
Yep.
We were talking with people in Gettysburg. We did investigations there, and they said when Tats came there, everybody was there signing autographs, being cool. You know, Dave Tango, all those guys. Britt. As soon as Halls got there, shut down everything. I feel Ghost Adventures may be throwing that word demonic out a little too much.
Exactly.
These days. We've ran into negative entities, dark entities, but do I feel that we've ever ran into a demonic entity? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I know they're out there.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I think TV has just overdone the demonic.
Let's put that out there.
I think they threw that word out there to get ratings.
Yep, to get the ratings, you're right.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, these are on TV. They're for entertainment. They're for ratings. Yeah. So it's a TV show. Does that mean it's all fake? No. But I mean, does that mean it's all real? No.
Right.
You take with a grain of
Yeah, I mean, we know it's all about the ratings. But, I just can't watch Zach. I can't. I get aggravated. I just cannot do it. He gets possessed every show. Every show he's possessed. And, he did the Bobby Mackey's, and supposedly it's every time, you say Zach's name at Bobby Mackey's, and you're gonna get scratched or something's gonna happen. Well, we investigated Bobby Mackey's, and I bet you we said Zach's name probably 10, 20 times, and nobody got scratched. I mean, I did have a personal experience there, but I didn't say Zach's name when that happened. But, I think, it's reality TV. It is what it is. It's to get the ratings. The sad thing of it is it puts a lot of bad vibes out there with new paranormal teams starting out thinking they're going to be just like Zach on TV.
Yeah. I mean, that happens with just, sports, anything like that. I mean, one thing about them is, and it goes for all the teams, the groups out there, on the TV. If they really believe in it, then cool. Well, it doesn't matter to me. If it turns out that they are full of crap and that comes out somehow, okay, we all know. But I mean, I try not to knock anybody for what they're doing and their beliefs on it. From what I heard, he is very serious about it.
But he's also very egotistical.
Oh, well, I mean,
yes.
But I mean, so
yes.
it's 3/4. So, I mean, I try not to judge anybody like that. I look at that show as entertaining. I find that show way more entertaining than that.
You know who I like? I like Zappis. I think John Zappis is probably one of the best minds
yes.
in this field.
I agree with you 100%. I've had John on my show, and then he's hung out in the chat room with us, and I've met him at Mid-South. Very down to earth, reminds you of your grandpa. They call him the grandfather of paranormal. It fits. It's very fitting for him. And, he even told us on the show that, there's things that happened during an investigation that, him and his team wanted it to be on the show, and the producers wouldn't allow it. So
yeah, we got mutual friends with John, Terry Todd and Jimmy. We're close with those guys, and they're close with Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days I want to meet him. I'd like to go up his head.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Maybe.
I want to see his museum.
Oh yeah.
I want to go see the museum. So, and last I seen, he was trying to find another location to open it back up. But yeah, I think that would be awesome. But yeah, he is a sweetheart, just down to earth. Like I said, reminds you of your grandpa. Just chatting. So yeah.
Yeah. He's got a lot, I don't think I know he's got a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience in the things that a lot of us are out there dealing with, on a regular basis.
Yeah, I guess they call him the godfather of paranormal. I call him the grandfather of paranormal because that's the way he is. He's just like, your grandpa you're talking to. It's just, he was real relaxing to watch on the show. He's real relaxing to talk to in person. So that's what I'm calling him. So tell us, do you have any events? I know you mentioned a few of them a few minutes ago when we were talking about the website that you'll be going to, and tell us about your private tours that you do I'm guessing on the weekends?
Yeah, we do. Well, all of our investigations and public events happen on a Saturday. We all have day jobs. We all have families at home. So it is on a Saturday. The first is going to be September 27th in London Town. It's going to be a public ghost tour event where we raise money for the London Town Public House. All the proceeds will go to the London Town Public House, not to us. And we bring in 3 groups of 5 people throughout the night, so 15 people total for 2 hours. You got 5 people for 2 hours, go through the house and have a little ghost tour.
You get to experience it, use our equipment, and we teach them how to use it. It's pretty fun. Everybody enjoys themselves. Usually have a lot of activity.
And then we got one Halloween event coming up for the Benson Hammond, October 25th. That's going to be the same public ghost tour event. The 13th, we're going to be investigating a Revolutionary War / War of 1812 / Civil War field house. Well, Maryland's been associated with all 3 of the major battles that happened on American soil. It was when the British came up to Chesapeake Bay, where the Star Spangled Banner was created. But this place in Ellicott City was supposed to be a field hospital for all 3. During the Civil War, the Ellicott City was a stronghold for Confederates. So I can't wait to get into that one.
Yeah, lots and lots of history. So for last question for all 3 of you, and we kind of just touched base a little bit on it, but who do you admire the most in the paranormal field? Who's your big inspiration?
Johnny Zaffis, like I said. He knows what he's doing, and I'd say out of the big people, he's the most trustworthy. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep. He's going to tell you the way it is. How about everybody else?
Okay.
I think you were answering me as I was talking over the top of you. I said, how about everybody else?
Yeah, I really, I don't really know that many people. Jared definitely communicates and networks a lot with everybody and really gets involved with what everybody else is doing. And I'm not taking away from anything of that. I just have not really delved into everybody else's stuff outside of just watching what everybody else is doing. But as far as learning everybody too, I've yet to really get, find like a mentor figure. I do this, and I think Ben's the same way. We know what's out there, and it's more of just trying to learn and find out what's working with the equipment. We definitely come at it from a very techie side of it. I want to hear things multiple times, and it's not that I don't believe. It's just I want to find it for myself, and not take away from anybody else. I like to hear what everybody else is doing and see what results they're getting, because I like to try and apply that and see if we can get them.
Also, receiving the feedback and helps me learn more about what I'm looking for and how to go about looking for that stuff.
Right.
So the feedback from the networking that Jared's been doing has been very helpful in that.
I love hearing back from other investigators on all the stuff that we do. Yeah, we're all one big happy family.
Yes. Prayer Unity.
As far as one person, I can't say that I found one that I like this guy better than anybody else.
Right. I agree with that.
So we got a question in the chat room. Of course, it's Chris wanting to know this. Is there a Blair Witch in Berkeley, Maryland?
It's actually Burkittsville, and that was just a rumor.
It's a hoax.
So there you go. He's all about these Blair Witch.
Come to Maryland.
Do what?
Come to Maryland.
Come to Maryland?
Yes. Italy is there.
Come check it out. Ooh.
I'd like to vacate. When we go vacationing, it's to haunted places, and it's all. Our whole vacation is doing investigations of some sort. So yeah, we'll have to.
Well,
we'll have to make it to Maryland.
You got our number. Like I said, we got access to the Benson Hammond whenever.
Yeah, the places we're investigating, other people have investigated them, but they're not like smeared out there. A lot of people don't know about them. You know, they're not smeared out there because they're haunted. This isn't a story that's passed down through the years. You know, Jared's really good at finding what is rooted in a legitimate, we'll call it potential haunting to go into. We don't follow, lore and stuff like that with, creepy college, Blair Witch. We go try and find the shiny gems that are under the rock, under the rock.
We did the Anne Arundel County Free School. It was the first free school in Anne Arundel County from 1723.
Oh wow!
And we got interesting things, and they were so interesting that the people did not want us to share any of the evidence.
We were the only ones that ever investigated that spot, and they were like, "Whoa!" No,
we were the only ones that ever legally investigated after they took over, and they were like, "No, you can't share any of that."
Oh, bummer. Well, hey guys, we're at the top of the hour, and it's usually there's a show on after me, so I don't know where Nate is, but Nate and Mike usually are on waiting on me to get off the air. So, but I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your evening and spending it with us at the Haunted Harvest Moon. It was great. Make sure you post those videos for me tomorrow because I'm going to be checking it out.
Will do.
Our pleasure.
And like I said earlier, I'm going to be on your page. I'll share your page on ours Thursday and see if we can get you some more likes on there.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. But you guys have a good night and stay safe.
Yep, you too. Have a good one.
You too. Before I go into the closing for tonight, I want to give, I got a message from Chris's friend of 20 years. He's going to be in Indiana this week. He's actually on his way in. He sent me a message, said he was listening to the show as he was driving to Indiana. He's going to be spending the weekend with us. Can't wait to meet him. I know Chris is excited. So Todd, stay safe, drive safe, and we'll see you this weekend. Now for all you listening, do yourself a favor, go lock your doors, close your blinds, and don't forget to look under the bed tonight. However, it may not do any good because whether you believe it or not, the paranormal is real and it's all around us. I'm Vonda and you've been listening to the Haunted Harvest Moon on Z-Talk Radio. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe.
Hey, Bob.
Yes. I didn't know you guys were still on there. Yeah, I didn't.